Get ready to chant mantra Om 7 times. Make your sankalpa. I'm chanting Om, creating a protective energy field around me that keeps me protected from all external negative influences, antibodies, and viruses. I'm creating 3 layers of protection. On the outermost layer, I have 6 friendly creatures, an elephant behind me, a peacock in front, a tiger on the right side, a lion on the left side, an eagle above my head, and a black tortoise below me. Inside of that, I have a big ring with balls of fire. I'm lighting all the balls, allowing a firewall to go up all around me. The third layer of protection comes from the subtle energy of mantra Om that I'm chanting. The rest of the visualization you are now familiar with. So directly we'll start. Take your attention to your Mooladhara chakra, 4-petal lotus, red color. Take a deep breath. Om. Take your awareness to Swadhisthana chakra at the spinal terminus, 6-petal lotus, orange color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Take your attention to Manipura chakra behind your navel, 10-petal lotus, yellow color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Take your awareness to heart chakra, Anahata chakra behind your heart center, 12-petal lotus, green color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Take your awareness to Vishuddhi chakra behind your throat center, 16-petal lotus, blue color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Take your awareness to Ajna chakra behind your eyebrow center, 2-petal lotus, indigo color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Take your awareness to Sahasrara chakra, top of the center of your head, 1,000-petal lotus, white color. Increase pitch further, take a deep breath. Shanti mantras. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanam Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinamadividamastu Ma Viddishavahe. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Keep your hands on Linga Mudra. Visualize whomsoever you pray to in front of you. Seek divine blessings from that person. Make your sankalpa and chanting for physical health and mental well-being. Chanting every day helps me maintain the best of health, mentally and physically. All my brain cells and my body cells are operating optimally and in harmony with each other. I can feel your grace, my Lord, penetrating deep into my body, energizing each and every brain cell and body cell, keeping me in pristine health at all times. I bow down before you, thanking you from the bottom of my heart for keeping me in pristine health. And I promise to put in efforts from my side for keeping this body in a healthy condition, befitting for you to reside inside my body in your effulgent form. Om Triyambakam Nijamade Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triyambakam Nijamade Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Triyambakam Nijamade Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Very slowly disengage your palms. Keep them on your knees. Keep your body absolutely steady and immobile. In the steadiness of that body, experience the steadiness of your mind. There are reduced thoughts, reduced dissipations of thoughts. Just be a passive standby observer of your thoughts. Allow them to flip in and flip out. Become a curious observer, asking yourself a question: where are these thoughts coming from? Where are they going? As soon as you ask such a question, there is a momentary blankness. Focus your attention on that momentary blankness. That's when you connect with the Creator. When you connect into that blankness. Feel completely grounded to Mother Earth. Feel confident that she will always provide you for all your necessities in life. Feel a unique surge of energy coming up from Mother Earth, penetrating your body, energizing each and every brain cell and body cell, giving you a unique sense of confidence to face up to the external world, to all external circumstances, be they pleasant or unpleasant. Then very slowly open your eyes and start getting ready for today's practice. We'll be continuing from where we left off yesterday. Just for a recollection, we did the first move. We started off yesterday with what we call activating the spinal side. We worked on the upper shoulder region. So we worked on the upper trapezius, middle trapezius, lower trapezius, and the rhomboid muscles in the first exercise. In the second exercise, we tried to work out on units of three vertebrae at a time, trying to voluntarily contract them and release them. Now, some of you could not get the instructions for this very clearly. So just because also we have Falguni who has come today, we'll just repeat that vertebrae highlight today and then take it up from there. Now let me try to explain the vertebrae highlight once again and see whether we can get the instructions a little more clearer for you to understand. We try to do this in two different directions. First is we start coming with what is called a compression. That is what we'll do on the first side that you're working. And for Falguni's benefit, you have to choose one side of your body that you will be working today. And then later on, when we repeat this exercise, you will take the other side as your main side. So the side that you'll work with is your main side. People who have already done work yesterday will continue to use the same side as your side one. Now in this, you imagine a turtle. A turtle takes its head outside and it takes the head inside. So just like that, you will try to gently take your head. When you try to take it like this towards the shoulder, there will be a slight compression on your spinal vertebrae. You can feel that. And you will be doing this in lying down position. So let me show you that also. So you will be in this position. You'll be slightly curving towards your side. Your same side leg is slightly folded. You've got your hand here. You will draw your neck inside. So then you're drawing the neck inside. And then you bring different parts of the body in a flexion closer to the ground. So first movement is the first three vertebrae. So you'll see my shoulder joint going down to the ground. So I'm taking my head inside, my shoulder region going closer to the ground. Then I'm releasing the neck, releasing the shoulder. The second time, I'm taking my neck inside, my upper chest comes close to the ground. And then I release. So if you want, you can actually try and keep your hand on the spinal vertebrae. So when you do this, you can feel the movement of those vertebrae. In the third movement, I will take the head inside and bring the lower chest closer to the ground. Then I will bring lower pelvis closer to the ground. And lastly, the bottom of the pelvis closer to the ground. So each time when you are taking the neck towards the shoulder, you should feel a slight compression of the spinal vertebrae. And when you're bringing the part of the body closer to the ground, the vertebrae aligned with that region will actually compress. When you release, those vertebrae will release. So try one round and tell me if the instructions are okay. If not, we will try and alter the instructions once again. So try it out and tell me whether you can feel those vertebrae compressing when you're doing it. If everybody is okay, then we will start. Just give me a thumbs up if you're okay. Great. Joy, are you okay? Okay. No. Yes or no? Yes, okay. Yeah. Now we'll start.
I'm fine.
Oh, great. We'll start now. You will listen and follow the instructions. So very slowly draw your head into your shoulder, side bend with the first 3 thoracic vertebrae flexing towards the ground at the top of your scapula, and then very slowly release. Now the next round will be at the upper end of the scapula. What you did just now was above the scapula, so this will be at the upper end, or you can imagine that just above the rib cage. So draw your head into your shoulder, side flex just above the rib cage or the upper part of the scapula, and very slowly release. So you have now worked on first 3 thoracic vertebrae. You are coming to the next 3, which is at the middle of your rib cage. So that's the area that you will try to flex. So draw your head into your shoulder and flex your side in the middle of your rib cage and very slowly release. Now we are going to work on the last 3 thoracic vertebrae. So that is at the bottom of your rib cage. That is where you will flex. So draw your head into your shoulder, side flex at the lower portion of your chest, rib cage, and very slowly release. Now we are coming to the first 3 lumbar vertebrae, which are just below the rib cage. So that's the area that will flex. So draw your draw your head into your shoulder, side flex just below the rib cage, focusing on the first 3 lumbar vertebrae, and then slowly release it. Now the last 2 lumbar vertebrae and the sacrum. That's the area that will flex virtually at the lower pelvic area. So draw your head into your shoulder, side flex at the lower pelvic region, and very slowly release. Relax. If you want, just nod your head in the same position, moving the head up and down a little bit. Massage your neck using your hand. Slightly massage your neck. Now the next one that we are going to do is creating what is called a bow-like structure. Now for this, you will be doing what is called hip hiking your pelvic region. So when you are in this position, slightly straighten the leg so that your hip hike will come very easily. You are pushing the hip towards the armpit, in the direction of the armpit. And then you will curve a little more on the right side. When you do this, your whole body becomes a bow. Just feel it. The pelvic, when you hip hike, the pelvic comes up a little bit. When you come a little more on the front side, the whole front side of your side which you're working on turns like a bow, and then very slowly release it. Okay? So you'll do this 3 times. So be in the same side that you're working on. Very slowly hip hike on the same side, and then bend a little to the same side, creating a bow-like structure on the side of the pelvic you are working on. And then slowly release it. Feel the relaxation and the lengthening of all the spinal vertebrae all together. Pay attention to the spinal vertebrae completely. 2 more times on your own. Now relax. Now we'll be slightly varying the same movement. So your side flexion, that is the side of the body that is coming to the floor, remain the same. First near the shoulder, then top, then middle of the rib cage, bottom of the rib cage, just below the rib cage, and then the pelvic area. So this flexion remains the same. In the first move, we drew the head into the shoulder. In the second move, we are working from the glute muscles. So we are not taking the head inside. The head remains where it is, but you do hip hiking, which means you are in this position. You first hip hike, so you will find a slight pelvic is slightly lifted on the lower bottom, and then you will bring the side closer to the body. So the same 3 vertebrae will work, but with a different pressure, because you are hip hiking, creating a compression coming up from the bottom of the spinal cord. And then you will release slowly. So once more, you are hip hiking, and then you're side bending, flexing the side. First at the shoulder level, second at the top of the scapula, third at the middle of the rib cage, fourth bottom of the rib cage, fifth below the rib cage, last pelvic region. Okay, so start one by one. I'll give you instructions. Get ready in position first and go with my instructions. Is it clear, Joy, or no?
Slightly better. I can't say it's complete here.
Okay. Can you experience and let me know, then we'll know better. First, are you comfortable with the hip hike instruction? Just pull your hip towards the armpit. Is that comfortable?
Okay. Am I doing it on side 1?
Yeah, same side. Yeah, same side. Yeah, side 1. Very slowly hip hike. And then side bend and flex near the shoulder region. And feel the first 3 thoracic vertebrae contract. And then you release, feel the release and the relaxation and lengthening of these 3 vertebrae. Pay attention at the first 3 thoracic vertebrae. So we'll start from the beginning. Once again, once you've practiced and get ready. So get ready, slowly hip hike your pelvis. And then side bend, flexing at the top towards the first 3 thoracic vertebrae. And then very slowly release, experience the release and lengthening of the 3 thoracic vertebrae. Next, you will be flexing at the top of the scapula. So very slowly hip hike your pelvis, side bend and flex at the top of the scapula, working on the next 3 thoracic vertebrae. Feel them contract. As you slowly release, experience the relaxation and lengthening on those 3 vertebrae. Third round, you will be working on the middle region of your chest. So hip hike your pelvis, side bend and flex at the middle of the rib cage, focusing attention on the next 3 thoracic vertebrae, 7, 8, and 9. And very slowly when you release, feel the release of these 3 vertebrae and their lengthening. Now you are on 10, 11, and 12 at the bottom of the rib cage. So hip hike your pelvis, side bend at the lower portion of the rib cage, contracting thoracic vertebrae 10, 11, and 12. As you release, experience the relaxation and lengthening of these 3 vertebrae. Now you move to lumbar vertebrae just below the rib cage. So get ready, slowly hip hike your pelvis, side bend just below the rib cage, flexing the muscles. Feel the contraction of lumbar 1, 2, 3. As you slowly release, experience the relaxation at lumbar 1, 2, 3. Last move, hip hike your pelvis, side bend at the lower pelvic region, experiencing the contraction at L4, 5 and sacrum. Then very slowly release, experiencing the relaxation of L4, L5 and the sacrum. Once again, relax a little bit, massage your neck. We will repeat our bowing motion once again in this as well. So just as what you did the last time, hip hike your pelvis, bend a little more to the same side, create a nice bow-like structure in the front side of the body, and then slowly come out of it. As you bend, feel the entire spinal cord contracting. As you release, experiencing the entire spinal cord lengthening. And then relax. The next move is something that we have already learned in our myth of aging lessons that we did. So it's easy for you to follow. So I'll just demonstrate it once and then you can do it. If you remember, our myth of aging lesson 1 was we kept the hand in front, the face turned. The only difference is you will be slightly bent to the right, to the side one which you are working today. In our myth of aging, we kept the face straight. So you're keeping a little like this. In this position, first move, raise your elbow and slowly take it down. Then raise your head, slowly take it down. Then bring both of them together, slowly take it down. After this, you have to slightly rotate your pelvis on the opposite side, on the same side. So when you rotate the pelvis, making it come closer to the ground, the other side will lift up. You can see it happening. And the pelvis will be slightly away from the ground. Keeping yourself in this position, you will lift the leg away from the ground. And the last one, you will keep rotated like this and lift the hand, head, and the opposite leg. And then you come down slowly. So this is called self-pandiculation, paraspinal muscles. These paraspinal muscles are a group of 3 separate subdivided groups of muscles that comes on either side of your spinal cord. And that's what we are working on. Then we are also working on the muscles on the buttocks and the opposite leg. So get ready for the position. Slightly bend onto your side. Keep the fingers near your cheek. Keep it always touching the cheek somewhere. And on the inhale, lift your elbow away from the ground and very slowly return it back to resting position. Once you've taken it back and rested, very slowly on your inhalation, raise your head away from the ground, look over your shoulder. And then breathing out, very slowly take your head back to rest on the ground. Once you've rested, you will bring your hand, the cheek, head, elbow all together as one unit. On the inhalation, lift all of them up together. And on the exhalation, bring all of them together to rest back on the ground. Now when you're ready, rotate your lower pelvis toward the same side that you're working on. The pelvis on the opposite side will slightly rise up from the ground. Slowly lift your opposite leg away from the ground. Feel the contraction flowing down the leg into the opposite buttocks. And as you bring it down, feel the relaxation of those muscles. Relax. Now we'll be putting it all together. Your focus will be on the side of the spinal cord that you are working on. The muscles will contract when you're coming up down the spinal cord, and from the leg they will come down. So there is a downward from the top to the down and from the bottom to the up. There are 2 different directions of the contraction. As you release, you will relax all of them and feel a lengthening of those muscles. So get ready. Rotate and side bend your lower pelvis closer to the ground, keeping it there. Lift your opposite leg, hand, elbow, head, cheek all together. And very slowly bring it back to rest on the ground. Once you have done this, the next practice is called gluteal release. So releasing and relaxing the gluteal muscles. The way we will do this is like this. You'll turn to one side. You will bend your same side leg a little bit. Move the feet to rest on the calf muscles of the opposite leg. And in this position, first you will bring the leg up and slowly take it down. This is called full journey. The second round, you will take it up, take it down for about 1/3, then recontract. Then take it further 1/3, recontract. Then go close to the end, recontract. Then finally allow it to rest. This is called stop and go. Then there is quick release.
which is you lift it just 1 or 2 inches away from the calf muscles. When I count 3 and say go, you will hit it quickly. And then you will press into the calf muscle, and then you will straighten the leg straight from there without lifting it. Okay?
So those are the 4 moves, full journey, stop and go, quick release. So follow instructions and do it, because we will do full journey 2-3 times. So according to the instructions you move. So get ready into position. Move the same side leg a little away from the midline, folding it a little bit. Allow your foot to rest on the calf muscles of the opposite leg. Once you are ready in that position, very slowly, while inhaling, lift the foot up towards the ceiling and very slowly take it down. Very slowly take it down. Wonderful. Super. One more full journey. Slowly on the inhale, bring it up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, very slowly take it down. Slower than this, slower than this, slower than this. Yeah, correct. Now get ready for stop and go. So on the inhale, bring the foot up towards the ceiling, wherever you are comfortable. Now, very slowly take it about 1/3 the distance and hold it there. Recontract a little bit. And then take it another 1/3 distance and hold. Recontract a little more. Go almost close to the end and hold. Recontract a little bit. Finally, release it on the calf muscle completely. Now, one more full journey. So, on the inhale, bring it towards the ceiling. Wherever you are comfortable, very slowly. On the exhale, take it down towards the calf muscle of the opposite leg. Now, you will do quick release. So slightly raise it up about 1 inch or 2. Hold. 1, 2, 3, go. And then press into the calf muscle and straighten the leg from there. Now the next movement is called walking overall integration. So this is a relatively simple move, and it actually replicates walking on one side. So it's very simple. Watch it, easy to understand. So you are in the same, please remember you are in the same direction. You don't change your side. I'm only changing it to demonstrate. So you will hip height and release. Hip height, quickly release. Hip height, quickly release. And then slowly start increasing the speed. And then slow down and release. We will work on the hip hike will be on the opposite leg. Just remember that. Not on the same side. The hip hike will be on the opposite side. My apologies. Hip hike is on the opposite leg. Whichever side you are working on, the hip hike is on the opposite side. So start very slowly and then increase the speed till the whole movement becomes continuous and smooth. And then gently bring it to a stop. You can bring it to a stop when I tell you to bring it to a stop. Till then continue. Now slow down a little bit and then slowly bring it to a stop. Now we have to transit to side 2. So for doing this, in whichever side you are, you will straighten the head, bring both the hands in front of you, keep your forehead on the back of your hand, and then nod your head to relax your back neck muscles. Then use one of your hands to nicely massage it. And after that, your side one hand will come to the side. You will bend to the side 2, the side 2 hands in front of your face. So get ready. Bring both the hands in front. Join them together. Keep your forehead on the back of the hand. Massage your neck. Then slowly take the side one hand to the side. Bend to the side 2. And then we will repeat our vertebrae highlight. The difference between the first vertebrae highlight and this, in the first vertebrae highlight, we drew the head into the shoulder. Here we are going to elongate the neck. So all the difference is you will tuck your chin closer to your chest. So just watch if you want to watch. I'm in this position on side 2. In the earlier one, I drew the neck like this. Here I will tuck the chin and then bring my shoulder close to the ground. Then I will release the neck. Again, I will tuck my chin, bring the upper scapular region down, then I will release my neck. Then I will tuck my chin, bring the mid rib cage down, then I will release the neck. So I'll go down the same way I did previously. The only difference is tucking the chin toward the chest as compared to the previous one where you were drawing your shoulder, neck, head into the shoulder. So get ready. Slowly tuck your chin towards your chest. Flex your shoulders, shoulder region, focusing your attention on the first 3 thoracic vertebrae. Very slowly release your neck. Second one, tuck your chin towards your chest, bend at the upper scapular region, focusing on thoracic 4, 5, and 6. And then very slowly release your neck. Then tuck your chin, flexing at the middle rib cage region, focusing on thoracic 7, 8, and 9. And then slowly release. Now you're on 10, 11, 12, lower rib cage. So very slowly tuck your chin towards your chest, flex your lower chest region, focusing your attention on thoracic 10, 11, 12. Release slowly, release your chin and neck. Now lumbar 1, 2, 3, just below the rib cage. So tuck your chin closer to your chest. Flex your side at just below the rib cage, focusing on lumbar 1, 2, 3. Then very slowly release your head and chin. Last, tuck your chin, Side bend at the lower pelvic area, focusing on lumbar 4, 5 and sacrum. Very slowly release your chest and neck and relax. If you want, massage your shoulder a little bit. Now you will repeat your bowing motion once again in this side. So you will hip hike the pelvis on the same side that you're working. Side bend a little more, creating a bow-like structure on the pelvic region and the chest region. The whole thing will look like a bow. And very slowly come out of it. Repeat 2 more times. Now, we will repeat that movement that we did on the other side of lifting the head, elbow, chin, and the opposite leg. So for this, we will not do individual practice, we will directly do all of them combined together. So side bend your lower pelvis on the same side, the opposite side hip will come up a little bit. Keep your hand in front of your face, fingers touching your chin or anywhere near the face. And then on the inhale, keeping the side pelvis rotated closer to the ground, lift the opposite leg up, head, chin, shoulder up. And then very slowly allow it to come back to rest on the ground. Once you have done this, relax and very slowly turn on your back and lie on your back. Now the first 2 of these I will explain. Once you understood that, then the other one is a little simple. First is your side one leg, you will bring it closer to the chest. Then you use your hands to hold it below the knee region or the thigh. In this position, you will arch your lower back, press your tailbone on the ground. When you do that, you will automatically find your hip is going into your hand. And the hand is creating a resistance and creates a load. Feel that. And then when you are releasing the arch, the leg will start coming closer to the body, allow it to come on its own momentum, keeping the same pressure on the thighs. When we say same pressure, it means you will not use your hand to pull your thigh. When you are releasing the arch, the thigh will start coming on its own. You just continue it, keeping the pressure of the hand on the thighs intact. The thighs will bring them back on its own. You only keep the pressure. This is called creating load and maintaining the load. Okay? So first round, try. Keep your hand like this under the thighs. Arch and see whether the legs are going into the hand. And release the arch and see whether the thighs are coming closer to the chest. Just practice it and see. First, bring the thighs closer to the chest, hold it underneath, and then breathing in, arch your lower back, press your tailbone, the thighs will automatically go into your hand. Whatever resistance it is giving, maintain that resistance, release your breath, release your arch, the thigh will start coming closer to your chest. Just maintain the pressure of the hand on the thighs, allow the thighs to come back closer to the chest. Is everybody able to get it? Can you feel it? Very good. So now we'll do it in real run. So you'll do it 5 times very slowly. Each time do it slowly. Wonderful. Once you've done it 5 times, you can stretch your leg. If you want to keep the other leg folded, it is better because then you get the arch better. After 5 rounds, stretch both the legs and then you will repeat on the other leg. Once you've completed, stretch your legs and relax. Now the last movement I will demonstrate and then you can do it. Remember, you will take the side 1 leg, take it over side 2 leg. And then you will take your legs to the side 2. Wherever it can go on its own without any strain. That is your capacity or destination. Then you will bring it back. Then when you are taking it back, you will go about 1/3 the journey. Then come back, you will not bring it fully vertical. You will stop just before it is fully vertical. So you go 1/3, come back till here. Then go 2/3. Come back all the way till here. Then go all the way down to your capacity and bring it back here. After that, you will take it all the way down. And once you've taken it all the way down, you will just uncross and straighten the leg from there and then come back to lie on your back. So get ready. Remember, cross side 1 leg over side 2. You will take the legs to side 2. Breathing out, take the legs to side 2, wherever they can go on their own. Don't force. That is your limit. Stop at that limit, then take it all the way back. Now, one more time, you take it all the way down and bring it back. Right. Now you will go step by step. So go for about 1/3 the journey and bring it back. Don't make it vertical. Stop before it becomes fully vertical. Then take it to 2/3 the journey and bring it back, stop before it is fully vertical. And now take it all the way down to your full limit and then bring it back. And the last time you will take it all the way to your limit. Uncross your legs there itself and then stretch both the legs straight without bringing it up. Wonderful. Now lie on your back, experience the effect of what all you have done on your body. See what can you feel about your spinal cord? What can you feel about both sides of the back? How is your shoulders in relationship to the ground? Do you feel the whole body is touching the ground a little more than what it was used to before? Then slowly turn to one side, sit up in the meditative position for the closure. Get ready to chant Om 3 times. Make your sankalpa. I'm chanting Om, creating protective energy field around me. Keeps me protected from all external negative influences, antibodies and viruses. Take a deep breath. Shanti mantras. Asatoma Satgamaya, Masoma Jyotir Gamaya, Tyurma Amritam Gamaya, Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Yoga Samasta Sukhiram Bhavantu. Om Triambakam Nijamage Sugandhim Pushtivardanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityo Mukshiyamamta. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Rub your hands nicely in the warm and keep them on your eyes. Feel the warmth flowing in from the palm into the eyes. Then gently open the eyes. Release your palms. Hari Om Tat Sat. So see you all tomorrow. We will be practicing yoga tomorrow. Lesson 10, last round. Okay?